What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Meta Platforms with the ticker symbol FB. If you want a chart analysis guaranteed to be done, please read the description below. Also, take a second to give the video a like and subscribe for more chart analysis. I appreciate it very much. This video is for entertainment purposes only, does not constitute any financial advice. I will first go over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. So it looks like Meta Platforms continues to sell off even after the earnings report. So that's why it's never good to just jump right in after a big dump, because price action can continue lower. And that's exactly what we're getting right now. It looks like price action is creating a channel. And you can see that all these price bars are respecting this little channel that's working lower since the beginning of February. So we've been inside this little channel working lower, and it doesn't really show any signs of weakness as right now. We did have a huge sell-off, so we are extremely oversold, but we can be oversold for a long time, just like we're getting right now. We don't have to snap back right away. Price action can stay very aggressive in this very aggressive downtrend. So you can see the EMA is right over here. We are far away from it, but like I said before, we could just stay far away from it for an indefinite amount of time. Let me scroll back on the chart. So let's look at the drop from all-time highs that Meta Platforms created. It's a large drop so far. You can see that from the highs to the current trading price around this $200 level is a 48% drop. So that's even more than the 2020 crash that was really large itself. You can see that from the highs of 2020, or before the 2020 crash back here in, I believe, February, and then down to the big sell-off was only about a 39 to 38% drop. So that was a large drop too, but we even surpassed that. And I was comparing it to the 2020 crash because I was looking at the price action to see if I saw any sell-off that was this harsh, and the closest one was 2020, and I just wanted to see what percentage drop it was. So we already exceeded that in terms of percentage drop and steepness. So this is a very harsh sell-off. I think me personally, I would not be buying this falling knife. We could continue much lower. You gotta wait for price action to build a support, or at least show signs of weakness for anybody to jump in. But that's just my opinion, even though I'm looking at other companies that are selling off harshly, such as C Limited, Melly, Coupang, all these e-commerce giants, maybe even Palantir. Anything that just looks like it could be a good deal, but I'm just waiting for lower prices. It doesn't look like the market's stopping anytime soon. I think they're going to complete that second leg like I showed you guys on my SPY video. So that's everything on the daily chart. It's just a harsh sell-off. We are still in an aggressive downtrend and really doesn't show any sense of weakness. It's hard to find a target on the daily chart. If I zoom out, it's just a lot of price bars. It's just much easier to see what's going on more clearly on the weekly chart. And I'll show you guys that right now. And here we have the weekly chart for Meta Platforms, or also known as Facebook, and I'm going to show you guys the major pattern since the inception back here pretty much in mid 2012 to 2013. It was kind of flat, and then ever since then Facebook or Meta Platforms has been in a uptrend. So there's always a reason for price doing what it does. You just have to find out what created the movement, and you can see that this two-tiered channel fits the price action pretty good. This was the second touch right here after connecting it from the beginning swing back over here in 2013, and then we came back again to the same trend line and we got a bounce. So this tells me that this trend line is holding, and if I drag the trend line up, that's what creates the channel. And you can see this midline is acting as both support and resistance, and we just came off from the upper side of the channel, which will send prices to the lower side. And it makes sense because that's exactly what we're getting right now. Very similar to what we got back here in 2018, where we were at the upper side of the channel and then we bounced from support. So very similar price action. You can see that this drop was also a large drop, a 42% retracement, or a 42% drop since the highs. And you can see that this drop is already at a 48, and we could be entering 50% territory or even more. So it looks like we are getting near support. So maybe this is where we will get a break from the selling and get maybe at least a short-term bounce. I think some people are going to be trying to buy this blindly, but we might even see lower prices even after that. I'm gonna have to zoom out on the chart and show you guys a potential target or support for Meta Platforms to stop this selling, or at least stall it. So you can see that this was kind of like the range pattern that Meta Platforms was respecting. Let's go ahead and make this green. So you can see this range or this sideways price action inside this range fits pretty good. We had a breakout side of the range, we continued higher, and now we're selling off, and now we fell back inside the range. So there's a possibility to come back at support, which is right at the 130 level. So I'm gonna wait for that. I think we could see a short-term relief from this selling, maybe back up to the highs of this range, back at the 212 level, and then that might just be a fake out for the bulls, and we might see one more drop down to stop out all the people who have the stop losses back here since 2020, enter the 130 level, maybe even break that before seeing higher prices. So I'm still bullish long term. Like I showed you my SPY chart, if I'm bullish on the SPY and the NASDAQ, then all these other stocks must also climb with it. That's what gives it the index, right? These stocks have their own weight in that index. So if I think the index is going to go up, then the stocks have to go up, and that's true. So that's why I'm still believing that we're just seeing a huge crash just to fake everybody out, take their stop losses, take their profits back, and then maybe trap in a lot of shorts before reversing the market up. So you can see that this yellow channel is holding prices pretty good, and we haven't had a breakout side of it yet. So normally when we get a breakout side of a channel, we usually go back up to retest the previous extreme. So there's still a lot more bullish action if you just zoom out on the chart. It doesn't look that bad. However, I could be wrong. There's a small possibility for the price to just continue sell off and not look back. But as of right now, Facebook still has support levels to break, and as long as it's not breaking those support levels or not reaching it, I still got to be bullish and lean more towards the upside as of right now. But obviously in the short term, we're going to see more selling, but there is support levels approaching. Let me show you guys a Fibonacci retracement. Let me remove the drawings. Let's do it from the lows to the highs, and you can see that right at the 50% was not any support, but the 618 could be support. It's right at the 161 level. We'll have to wait and see, but that's pretty much all I have for Meta Platforms. We could probably gonna see a little more selling, maybe get a bounce or a little relief from the selling, a little short-term rally back up to the 212, maybe even the 220 level because of the support trend line. But I think that's just gonna be short-lived, and we might see one more dump before seeing the higher prices. But that's just my prediction. We don't have to do any of this, but that's just all I see happening as of right now. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my video. Make sure to check out the rest of the channel since you might be surprised on what you can learn. Leave a comment down below on where you think prices are headed. Also share the video if you want your friends to learn about the markets. Lastly, I appreciate any feedback to help improve the channel since I want to deliver great content to you guys. See you next time, and bye.